Hello, I'm Jerry Work with Work Media, and today we are talking about tracking URLs or URLs with tracking parameters. So what is a tracking URL? A tracking URL is a web address that has information appended to the end of it that gets reported back to Google Analytics or whatever analytics application you use. And so why would you need this? Because sometimes you don't get all of the information you need or enough information. Now, if we're talking about a visit to your website from some other random source, then you're going to learn all you need from your analytics application, especially if you have conversion tracking set up. But sometimes you need to know more, especially if it is a visit to your website that originates from an advertising campaign or a marketing campaign that you're paying for. So the Google advertising platform provides a ton of information, and the Google advertising network has a very wide reach, the widest reach of any way to advertise online. So you might ask yourself, why would you even need to expand beyond Google? And the reason is that sometimes you just have to break outside the box, and I'll give you an example. I'm a partner in a business that sells an ultra high quality line of hemp oil products that are legal and extremely healthy. But Google and all of the major advertising online platforms have decided that you are not intelligent enough to read about these products and decide for yourself if they're right for you. So don't get me started on that. I'll talk about that another day. But needless to say, we had to find somewhere to advertise. So we are trying out a sort of alternative advertising network that seems to be very targeted toward the cannabis industry. It's worth a try. We've got to try something. But the interface for this platform, especially compared to Google Ads, is very crude. It doesn't provide nearly as much information. And in fact, they're calling it a blind network, which means they don't tell you where your ads are running. I don't like that. So to at least get as much information as we can, we're using tracking URLs. So for each separate campaign and each separate piece of advertising collateral, we're appending information to the URL to report that information back to Google. So at least when we look in our Google Analytics, we can have some idea of what's working, if any of it's working. We're just throwing money out the window or whatever. And so by using tracking parameters, we're able to get that information. So now let's switch to my computer, and I will demonstrate setting up tracking URLs and talk about how to use them. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning. Just go to Google and search for Google URL Builder, and it will be the first result that comes up. And so this is the campaign URL builder screen. Very simple. Just type in your web address in this top box. So hemp-wellness.com is the web address I referred to earlier that I'm involved with. Campaign source. This would be probably just the name of the advertising platform you are using. I'll just call this ad platform 1 for demonstration purposes. Medium, this is an image ad campaign, so I could type image ad or banner. if this were a URL for an email campaign or something like that, you could type email or, whatever you think is appropriate there. And campaign name, I'm just going to type campaign 1 for demonstration purposes. And then we are taking it down even to the level of wanting to know exactly what ad was clicked. So I might type ad 1. Or if you were, running a campaign related to specific keywords, or you could type whatever you want in there. But so the way I have this set up, it will tell me the advertising network it came from, what type of medium, which I don't really need this in my case because I know they're all banner ads, but that could come in handy, the campaign name and the ad. And then Google creates the URL for me. So as you see, it has the root domain name and a question mark, and everything after that is the parameters that I'm passing through to my analytics. UTM source is the advertising network, medium, campaign, and the content in my case would be the name of the ad that we're running. So copy URL. So now I'm going to go over to the advertising platform, and this is what that looks like. You see I've already got all this stuff set up here. I go to add URL, and let's see, I can give it a link name. We'll call this link 1. This is all just a demonstration anyway. And type in my URL. So now when I save this, I'm saving this into my advertising system with all of the stuff that I want to pass through to my analytics. And so now I'll show you, if I go over to Google Analytics, I'm on the campaigns section, all campaigns, and here are the names of the campaigns that to this point I've set up that have generated at least one click to our website. And so far this is all very unimpressive. I'm paying way too much for these clicks, but at least I know that. If I didn't have these tracking parameters set up, I wouldn't even have any idea how much traffic we were getting from this particular advertising network. And so that is how that works. If you do any kind of online paid advertising, I highly suggest that you set up URLs with tracking parameters so that you will know how well you're doing and if you are getting good return on your advertising investment. I am Jerry Work with Work Media. Check us out online at workmedia.net. We'll see you next time.